President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill.
Sam George any tirikoto se jamu abua. Sam George ya to abawe all of a sudden the energy anu ode ko LGBT yampene yankola anu yebe say hwem energy nasa and ya kire ya manu say ntrumu ya acceptable obi anka ho asem asofo obi anka ho asem ede dia na ejigezi mu didi say tam obofo we ni ede ahye ya de mu si yankola nkosua say yeni oba eni bema ye wo bema ana ye wo de akola anu afili etedu baabi na se ofasi etwa ne tredu akora ma ne oba ye makwa ma ne nye
ebusua toda ya na mebusam ho se Ghana asofo na wonom so jegu na nadoda nkokufu adu ene NPP abantire so over LGBTQ bill no sa asofo no wonom wo hi o metimi aboba mienu miensa bi Reverend Obofo wo dikan Reverend Obofo kra wo beba betweto Prophet Kofi Oduro papa na wo hi waka wono atumi Prophet Kum Chacha o di for na wonso wa he yete won ka che said 2023-2024 muso jagu na nadodan kokufo do 3 se LGBTQ no on sign and na mafa he Matthew chapter 15 verse 7 stand to be corrected says 7:15 is what o se munya atwemfo and na so for na fa he Sam George 2023-2024 Sam George can some DNA Sam George and come for LGBTQ when Sam George was the person and now was shut up for now shut then time upon who say yes yes nipa Sam George was a person obedina bontekasa if John Dramani Mahama winning us so one sign a bill no obedina no council and it been 1 year bill no yehunu de koso and now what the almost beshem kurana education minister person what train say abofra ne gender na yede wonu wo yina no na be decide si bi o person wo si eye ne gender ne fa kan sa na wonu mu di be wurum LGBTQ no different be ne wo yes Sam George ti wonu mo asem na asofo na mo yire mo ho eye campaign ka ye born na do dan kokufo do tiri so mo nti Sam George ni mo asem ye ba Okatakyie Afrifa me nsa be kasa
and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill. What the president said to the BBC was in response to why President Akufo-Addo has not signed the bill. And he said to them that, look, what President Akufo-Addo should have done, instead of rejecting service of the bill, was to have received the bill, stated what his displeasure is with the bill, which is what the Constitution says. The Constitution in Article 1067, President Mahama in his response to the BBC was referring to the Constitution of Ghana. Article 1067 says that when he gets to the president, he must within 14 days indicate whether he would sign or not sign. If he chooses not to sign, he then has to bring it back to Parliament and then states in the memo to Parliament the reasons why he's refusing to sign and add the recommendations to remedy those challenges he sees. Otherwise, within the 14 days, he can refer it within 30 days. He can refer it to the Council of State, who have 30 days to give him advice. That's what President Mahama was saying in that BBC interview. He was not saying that he now has to read the bill. President Mahama has read the bill. It's because he's read the bill that he told the clergy that when he becomes president, he will sign the bill, because President Mahama has no problem with anything in the bill. That explanation he was given was basically what the president should have done as a lawyer in line with our constitution, because the president's decision not to have service of the bill on him is unconstitutional and shows you how reckless and irresponsible Akufo-Addo is as a president.
This is Sam George. Now, and never Sam George from never video we. Your politicians. Here's Sam George from I heard the audit the way you work say. Never and the current picture. Shada ko download this Sam George current picture. Never had it. Don't say yes. 1 year in an office no. It is like obi born a lifestyle the brain na yes Sam George no hwende na fo. Okatakyie Afrifa means say Sam George mempesa mekana nkomo na Okatakyie abedi no ebusua jebere na tie nkomo ne bibra Okatakyie Afrifa jebere na tie nsem ne bibra
Sam George ya to abawe all of a sudden the energy anu ode ko LGBT yampene yankola anu yebe say hwem ena ginasa ena ye kyerɛ ye ma no sɛ ntrumu ye acceptable obi anka ho asɛm asɔfo obi anka ho asɛm ɛde ntia na agigezi mu didi sɛ tam ɔbɔfo we ne yɛde ahyɛ yadeɛ mu sɛ yɛnkola nkosua sɛ ye ni oba eni bɛma ye wo oba ye wo bɛma ana ye wode akola no afili eti edu baabi na sɛ wɔfɛ sɛ yɛtwa ne trade akora ma ne oba ye makwa ma ne nye eti naka president sɛ ye 2024 eti oba no wanhwem yama no oversight responsibility adwuma sɛ wɔmmoa ma yɛmmra nkyɛn ne mabaawa no wɔn nsua nneɛma papa which corresponds with ɛyɛ social cultural practices no ɔmo sɛ ɔmo deɛ daabi ɛsɛ no Ghanafoɔ asɔfoɔ mo nyinaa mo ayɛdin saa na Akufo Addo baeɛ ne first year second year mo nyinaa mo yɛ din ne yɛka ɛduru baabi a mo hunu sɛ ɛyɛ akɔde kyena mo hyɛ aseɛ bɛkan yɛn nyinaa yɛba no we were taught to hate it tienie now broni ni mo nyansa nti ono ma meko saa dede na mo ye no yehia nso be change mo curriculum educational curriculum ode be fa etibon nkosofo a yabo mo paase wo mo emu man na yesesa no na akola ye ko kire ne se o efiri na ye de ko akola wadi 12 wadi 13 efiri na de ko ye free bibi gender nemom gender ne enye male and female nemom no it recognizes diversity of gender. It is a fili kojo besi e no so gender up until 1960 year in Britain. Now uye tumu ye chiwa ye kum tienie ye do to jail. Enam se ye ma akwan ma nkola ni suasua eye saa nneoma we nyina ena Britain tumu ye normal conversation with them. Ene ya ma kwan ma ubie eye movies a almost every movie Sam George ayi ni tiri koto se jemu aboa every movie in Ghana se ne obehwa we nya kora benya 1 or 2 gay scenes wo yenkola no so ye ne omo na ehwe ene cartoons nyina yenkola ne omo na ehwe cartoons nyina e di gay scenes ahim enso joma ama so wo fight because on sign president otimi ene Andrew Solomon Okoda empaso such a demeaning posture of a certain president of a nation na otimi ne bema foforo Okoda empaso mi atwa na picture such a character and mujidi say ampanyampa wasesa. It's just a matter of time. Give time, some time, and people will see it. Now, yentie Owura Sam George, yentie.
Lastly, on the LGBT issues, I mean, if you get a nod, how far would you hope to push it? The president, your candidate, when he was interviewed on the BBC, he said he would now look into what is in that bill.
You know, that's a misconception has been put out. And I listened to that full BBC interview. President Mahama has been clear that he will sign that bill, and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill.
As a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill. Then he pay trantra. Aya monhwe no, bo se ne kon ho ntini na yiyi. Monhwe Sam George bill. Hon kon ani so de na nanimu si aye na we Sam George we yo. We elder. Ewo Reverend Jenasare Asori. Sam George elder, but we try to throw politics into here one minute home. The question we are asking today, Sam George, you two baby all of a sudden the energy and what they call LGBT, young penny, young colano, ye be say, shum, energy nasa. Hoodwinked all of us, or about what time? All of us, we thought that it was for a genuine cause. They were fighting for a year LGBT and some. We didn't want a year. All of a sudden, you're two baby a year. Fine. Now, Senka a year, and no kwa. I can't ya. Naka. Ya that's sorry ya. You see a friend be teacher manual. Teacher manual ni ye teacher manual ni ye say. Ye de curriculum akoma a year a teacher for so omo fan chira de no. SCM ma wo manual akwese wakoto TV how to set up so the curriculum na bro na ebo no part of the curriculum no SCM ma wo manual wo de be kira de so 2025 physical education and health elective teacher manual ye de ma teacher for no. Ironically, the apostles of LGBT anti-LGBT campaign. Omo bemu. Na you see say ure fi ohu a da bia be yemfonso. Yes haban we ya na John Mahama. One Andrew Solomon koda ampaso. So if John Mahama on a second term eka kire say obeko etia eye galams LGBT, were you really expecting that obe fighting against LGBT? Wo ye normal. John Mahama wotimi president wotimi ne bema koda ampaso president o reduce your governance to that level say bema ene o bema edampaso. When he was the president on Andrew Solomon Kodam, and you actually thought that Sani Panosenya another opportunity or besaba. So Yanan Soria teacher manuano samuridi if it's very clear, teacher manuano. Omodi ashe eye asie tienie. Teacher manuano say now there is a different definition, gender identity and internal experience. Tienie. Recognition of non-binary identities. Eti say ye ka say gender identity e ye oba ne be ma no. Ene jomama ban mu. Teacher man wa ye dia ma eye enkola no so omu nkosua de no. Mo ready ba bia ya circle ne blue no a. Oso omu de omu nyintum, ma teacher fo ne nyintum say eye oba ne be ma ana ye the only gender. Mo ti asem yo. When we say gender there either male or female. Eti Church of Christ ni anka what my mudie and yamatan times we thought that we will not probably see some. Nemo mi yada sorry here. Gender na ye define or say it refers to a person's deeply felt internal experience of gender, which may or may not correspond with his sex assigned at birth. Ye be kire ye mano e mema ni niu. Ye be kire ye nkola no. Ye say teacher for say first no, ye ka say gender nke ye male and female. Name apostles of anti-LGBT and they under their governance. Womo say yen ka say do gender, it refers to a person's deeply felt internal experience of gender, which may or may not correspond with the sex assigned at birth. It can include being male, female, or a blend of both. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. John Mahama abmemuono. The omode chire yemano. Or said this concept goes beyond the binary notion of gender, that is male and female, and recognizes the diversity of gender experience and expressions. These were not accidental inclusions. Haruna Idrusu and set up Naka. Don't forget, during Professor Jenano Poku Ajama time, and a UNESCO for issue, UNESCO for program be omoye so omoye, and what na sa gender and same way sha se baye. Now a babedru here, so MPP for it started with John Mahama under Professor Jenano Poku Ajama and your vice president. And almost see a ntum say ye ka say eye gender enye male and female bi name no eye male female and any other description as nipa ni fili etiebusa ra Haruna Idrusu who authorized this definition. One authorized it. One authorized it was a parliament. Was parliament informed? They say ye changing one idea beya. PTA, Parents and Teachers Association. Mama phone papa phone. Timunim see the idea we ya share. Mo you say mo man say wo mo besua say oye oba na mo fili so ye kwadwo oye be ma fili so ye kwadwo besia ampa gender. Afe ye tre wo mo to e sha say you so we have recalled Naka say we recall it. Now not only should Naka recall Nyomana, we are calling for Professor Samuel Ofori Bekwin, said President in Sakeno. If indeed the president does not support this nonsense of LGBT, then Professor Samuel Ofori Bekwin should be sacked. Other than that, apostles of eye ntrumu ene moamammuo no ntrumu amammuo na mubu tienie apostles of anti ntrumu ene ntrumu amammuo ana wo mubu na yentie enchiremu a naka president no edebai
would be that assistance to be able to implement the curriculum effectively. There's a need for those who develop the curriculum also to do a kind of a guide that will guide the teachers in how to go about implementing the curriculum. So this particular manual was developed for the physical education and health elective program for SHS Year 2. And although it was developed in 2024, they were releasing the manuals as and when the learners were ready to enter a particular year. So 2025 was the year for that 2025-2026 academic year was when the new the students who were doing the new program entered Year 2. So that was when the manual was released.
It's Naka president to say, yeah, the 2024, it will buy in one shim, yaman oversight responsibility ajuma. Say one woman yamran chen maba wano. Wamun shuan yo mapapa, which corresponds with a social cultural practices no. Almost over the debi, he say no Ghana for aso for munyina ma yidi. Sa na kufu ado buy in the first year second year munyina mu yedi ni eka. Edru ba bia mu hunu say ya akode chi na mu sha ase be kan. Na John die nso ye mu bi ye hunu nyoma ne bebre ye ka asofo nyina ye din Reverend Agena Sade wa ye din ayi papa ya ne minim kakraka ya otre ayi Spinkters ye Danka Williams wa ye din ene ye kire ye ma no se ntrumu ye acceptable obi anka ho asem asofo obi anka ho asem e de dia na agigezi mu didi se tam eti asofo ni nyina ensem hunu nkomhye we na ensem mi obofo mo sha ase na mo ka bie mo ntimi nka bi ubegina ho na aye obi ade ne nsa be ka joma ama bia obofo we ni ade ahye ya ade mu si ye nkola nkosua se ye ni oba eni bema ye wo bema ana ye wode akola no afili eti edu ba bi na se ofasi ye twa ne tredu akora ma ne oba ye makwa ma ne nye ni nyina ne se joma ama se ye beji ntumu omo kire nkola no and your free baby a indoctrination. Now, subversion. If you want to destroy a society, you don't need to. The only thing you have to do is to miseducate a generation of that society. And that generation of that society will one day come and miseducate the rest. And that will be the end of the case. It makachira mo say, sa conscientization of yankola. Say womo sua ntrumu eti we die nti omo di ahyem ne say ene me ne umienu die nti aye bo ntrumu so a na ye hu eyi tan eyi hin say ye nyina ye ba no we were taught to hate it tienie now broni ni munyansa nti ono ma meko sa dede na mo ye no ye yan so be change mo curriculum educational curriculum ode be fa eye etibon nkosofo a ya bo mo paase wo mo emu man na yesesa no na akola ye ko kire ne se o free na ye ko akola wadi 12 wadi 13 ye free na ye ko ye free bibi gender na gender ne enye male and female na it recognizes diversity of gender. It is a u feel ko jo be se ye no so gender. A time will come sa ankola ye o mu sua sa de no omo ne ba be members of parliament omo ne ba be shemra sabre ni duru oni ye ntrumu ade no ba beto a enye omo time because omo sua ne ye kire wo mo so dede na amoye no joma ban e kire ye nkola ne se ntrumu nya hwe. In the next 10, 20, 15 to 30 years there is no way as ankola ne be ye omo time eti said ye ya omo man ye to ya bosum nyina guye no man fatuo ni ajan. It was just to indoctrinate you, subversion. They needed to miseducate you for a while. And one kasa be ko fie na no maame ma obeko eti bedu ba bi nkola o musua sansem hunu wi o mo be sori no maame no akose ntrumu so ye dey. If say up until 1960 year in Britain now uye trumu ye chiwa ye kum tienie ye do to jail. And am see ye ma akwa ma nkola ni suasua eye sa nioma we nyina and Britain ntrumu ye normal conversation with them. Sani yasua makwan mo de sani yomo ehihye ye curriculum mu e de kire nkola na dia ene obebisa so eye de enya hwe but omo de kyerɛ nkɔla na de a time will come that saa nkɔla no ane ba benyini na omo nyina omo de ba bɛhyɛmra saa nkɔla no ene yama kwan ma ubie eye movies a almost every movie Sam George ayi ni tiri koto se jemu aboa every movie in Ghana sɛ ne wobɛhwɛ a wanya kora benya 1 or 2 gay scenes wom yenkɔla no so ye ne omo na ehwɛ ene cartoons nyina yenkɔla ne omo na ehwɛ cartoons nyina the gay scenes a hyem enso joma ama so wo fight because on sign what the papa wedi would you omudi at your own peril tie de meka yi be se uje joma ama ban di at your own peril president otimi ene Angr Solomon koda empaso such a demeaning posture of a certain president of a nation na otimi ne bema foforo koda empaso mi atwa na picture such a character and mujidi say ampanyampa wasesa it's just a matter of time give time some time and people will see it Sam George I na fusa I wona manu akunko nti say ayi Lufthansa e ba betu owie nya tumi wie won so aka ge won asem bio say de no si kwa penda ni asofo yempene won so nya tumi wie ye obey minister won so aka ge won asem bio na kioneta ban me se munyina amani e will come ma worry ma bibia ha na yema bre na angasa enyi ne ho adi what because he decided say we will no longer tell the people the kind of foolishness all you need to know. When you leeway be or the dim kwasiasem sa. Some of them I will let it slide because man for no angasa adwene no. But what we would not allow, and it's such a character. Ede empanimfo mabo bracha ne sen. Ene na busuafo nyina edin betwitwi ne nkwasi asem a wo yenim. Let me state on record. Me say me ne president Kufuor akasa ene anopa. So I have his permission. Say jimisem we akwase yi ka no president Kufuor ni mu we. Ora Stephen Ntim yam poison ne ba bia. Stephen Ntim yare because wanyini ana ehon sensem ni ade mema yare ni bia che no. Yam poisons chama Ntim ba bia. Bola bedi eba be chiremu die nti a ya poison one for evidence fufuro bia ma o. O say letter Stephen Ntim family e de betu dwa no be kan letter no. But it baffles my mind how somebody could read such a letter and put that kind of interpretation on it and the people believe such buffoonery, such foolishness. Although it is not official, but it is well known that Chairman Stephen Ntim is not feeling well. And you put a meaning to it that you say, oh, yenyam fan to gase Chairman Ntim yare name me sure say nipa bebre no anim say Chairman Ntim yare. And a character like this could sit down and deceive the following, say that presupposes that Stephen Ntim has been poisoned. How does that statement in a letter presupposes being poisoned? Such a daft character, such a crazy ass character. You read a letter, the words are very clear, unambiguous. The words in the letter does not need any explanation. But you, in your daft mind, tends to put another interpretation on the letter to now say that Stephen Ntim abusuafo say you're poison. And you get the likes of Ayemani Kweku Komsemo, Eji Kwasia Sedi. How do people who reason believe in this guy? How? I get baffled. Me won say emre bi etwa mu na me ba USA half from. Obi betena ni show so. Na ebema bomdi. Come to America bomdi from picture to on the bomdi bi oni ehwe. The person was just not relevant. But because he decided, said, we will no longer tell the people the kind of foolishness all you need to know. When you leeway be or the dim kwasiasem sa. Some of them I will let it slide because man for no angasa adwene no. But what we will not allow, and it's such a character. Ede empanimfo mabo brachen ne se. Ene na busuafo nyina edin betwitwi ne nkwase asem a wo yenim. Now me wo ho ne send me video bi efa amatela ho bola bed no se o ka ensem a enye no kore oye toro na oye toro no manfo na dwene mo ha nti wo twa mo toro kora na the and my brother me chire mo ache manfo no also Stephen Ntim ya poison no na ya poison Stephen Ntim last year ni evidence no we sure so evidence the evidence no we here was a letter Stephen Ntim family e tworo ba here na obeka letter na mo okay I would have allowed because still are dunderheads airheads are the ones who follow this motherfucker. Forgive me, I mean so why do you need to partner with Yakwa we na o hwe said wodi why do you di agura e say otimu say ana okofa president Kufuor din ebehye even some president Kufuor ankasa knowing the man I knew say the guy was just being a fool. Wajimi but anopa na me fa phone na me friend president phone na buza say no what to say ye din komo a ye be we na buza say there is a video going also we hunu na I have his permission to state on record muntie video no muntie
now my show the reason why Stephen Ntim issue no enkoye do you know say me na ukasa nei J.A. Kufuor, your papa Kufuor nkwana stopping the family of Stephen Ntim from coming out.
Let me state on record. Me say me President Kufuor kasa ene anopa. So I have his permission. Say jimisem we ya kwase yi kano President Kufuor ni mu we. Jenie. Jimisem ya kwane kano President Kufuor edin ni mu ba bia oni mu we. Ora Stephen Ntim yam poison ne babia. Stephen Ntim yare because wanyini ana ehon sensem ni ade mema yare ni bia che no. Yam poison chama Ntim babia. But obetwa tro a eso kofa mpanidi betwitwim. Jimmy Fossey yentie.
The NPP as a political party, they poisoned Stephen Ntim. Papa Kufuor is the only person intervening. The family of Stephen Ntim, they want to come out publicly and have a press conference and let the world know, say, Stephen Ntim was poisoned at one of the events our MPP organized here. J.A. Kufuor is the one standing between this action by the family and the issue. Now, say enye J.A. Kufuor anka Stephen Ntim family about out a press conference. I'm a Ghana for you who say Stephen Ntim was poisoned. That is the reason why Stephen Ntim resigning as the head of the NPP, as the national chairman. The party wrote that long statement. They were sending a message to the
party. Stephen Ntim yam poison. Stephen Ntim yare no kure. Ne yare or yare ni yama yare. No poison anywhere. Chairman Ntim yare before he means 2020 a year election. Yam poison baby. Now bola bedi eba be chiremu die nti a ya poison one for evidence fufuro bi amo. O say letter Stephen Ntim family e de betu dwa no be kan letter no. But it baffles my mind how somebody could read such a letter and put that kind of interpretation on it, and the people believe such buffoonery, such foolishness. I don't get it.
Stephen Ntim was poisoned. That is the reason why Stephen Ntim resigning as the head of the NPP, as the national chairman. The party wrote that long statement. They were sending a message to the party, say, you people, you have poisoned our son. You have poisoned here this year. So I'll go back now, kind letter now, family ni release here now. They were saying something to the party. J.A. Kufuor and I stop it Stephen Ntim family from coming out. And Sameboa, moi interview president no Chamko Busa Kufuor.
on all the gods in Ghana that I believe in. Any de mu nyina mugidi. Ensu atwe enwo ahia nyina me se anopa yi. Me de President Kufuor adi nkomo. President Kufuor si Jimmy Semwe wonim ho hwe. Wonim ho hwe.
In fact, let me minimize it and read the caption that was shown. Mokai, intim family. Letter nini Mokai sa letter away. Data omuchre na 16th of June 2025. And release this letter away.
Na atade be nkola pyjamas bi e hye no a wode to a wodi o twatro e kire mpani Jimmy bola bed. Hwe nkola pyjamas bi e hye no a wodi twatro e to mpanimfo so.
Yeah. Now, Shade, Mama ready baby, I am marking ready. Thank you very much, team, for bringing this in.
Team be any baby, team be one didn't
as some night we should have to throw letter nim. These are fucking dangerous people. Now, see, although not official, it is well known that Mr. Intim is not well at the moment, and his condition requires time off from active professional activities in the interest of medical attention and monitoring for the time being. Almost say, munyina munim. Asame busuafo no let them say, minim se anim se munyina munim say, aya Stephen Intim ne ho mfa no. The party knew from the past that says Stephen Intim are poison.
It is not official, but it is well known that Chairman Stephen Intim is not feeling well. And you put a meaning to it that you say, oh, yenyam fan to gase Chairman Intim yare name me you sure say nipa bebre no anim say Chairman Intim yare. And a character like this could sit down and deceive the following, say that presupposes that Stephen Intim has been poisoned. How does that statement in a letter presupposes being poisoned? Such a daft character, such a crazy ass character. A letter, Stephen Intim, although it is not public knowledge, but it is well known that Chairman Stephen Intim is not feeling well. And to his understanding, that statement now, what kind of human being is this? Nani nkrofo nso agye. What human being is this? What Jimmy Kwenti brofo kakra onti ase
is no. And we can say sesia no munyina munim no jare na abetod so ye nyina nim say be hia se be ne kakra na ya so ne yare na no because munyina munim de okom ebusuafo ne letanie we 2025 me they will come back na ma show why the MPP is a foolish political party.
The evidence in your letter you. Yes, what the Krata Benina and the evidence in India, letter in India.
This requires time off from active professional activities in the interest of medical attention and monitoring for the time being. Almost say, munyina munim. Asame busuafo no twom letter no say, minim se anim se munyina munim say, aya Stephen Intim ne ho mfa no. The party knew from the past that says Stephen Intim are poison no. And we can say, sesia no munyina munim no, jare na abetod so ye nyina nim say be hia say be ne kakra. Na ya so ne yare na no.
Where in the letter is it stated that Stephen Intim was poisoned? You read a letter, the words are very clear, unambiguous. The words in the letter does not need any explanation. But you, in your daft mind, tends to put another interpretation on the letter to now say that Stephen Intim abusuafo say you're poison, and you get the likes of Ayamani Kweku Komsemo and Jekwasia Sedi. How do people who reason believe in this guy? How? I thought that I get baffled. How people actually believe such a fool? I don't get it. What your true letter? The words are clear. Stephen Intim yare, although yenyanya in public, but munyina munim say Chairman Intim yare. It's Chairman Intim yare no. Obey take time off, and it is only normal. It is only humane. It says obi yare. Sabi ahemfo kura yesis yesua yare. It is obi yare. Obey take some time off. No dia kwakọ he no yare. How then do you put an interpretation on a letter that says that Stephen Ntim Yare or Kosane Ho Yare, it will be taking some time off to say that they are poisoning Stephen Ntim, and he gets people to follow such a character. If only these people knew what this fool has been doing. This the poison Stephen Ntim na President Kufoni Mubi no. The evidence ni nyina ni o. Wonya nipa mo ma ginedi. And me your President Kufoni anka I won't care because MPP now omunye serious. And your President Kufoni I probably wouldn't have even responded. But mo amutie munyu so mo adwene kakrai. Mo amutie no eti munyu so adwene no kakra. Obi akan letter no eye na watimi adada am say letter we kire say ya poison obi and what jedi with that question adwene bend mutrim okay, so Issa say Okatakyie, where is your evidence in exposing KT because you have not recorded your conversation with President Kufuor? Okay, so let's even assume I did not even speak to President Kufuor. Let's for a second pretend that I have not even spoken to him. I am asking you Umar, I'm asking you. It is will be here adie. No kind salete we chirewa. What dreaming a year adwuma say? Said the basin tell shas here no. And the basin tell a philosopher. We enche oba be philosopher what? Enche oba be philosopher. Said obi gwa anim na obi a kan asem bia na de obi a no a kan asem mo problem bia to be bia beti ahwi ni problem bia ni bia.
Yes, this is Okatakyie Afrifa. That is Okatakyie Afrifa means bema na wonsin sumo ansa na waham no wabekasa. Because asofo nyina ye din asofo no me say asofo na 2023 2024 wamo bona na do dan kokufo do tiri so no sa asofo no where are they? Asofo no wahin asofo no won wahin. Ya atwema wo mu me say what kind Matthew chapter 15 verse 7 or say munya atwemfo either 7 verse 15 or 15 verse 7 or say munya atwemfo munu a 2023 mu bo jagu na do tiri so NPP tiri so NPP empese obesan gay ni lesbian ni ade be no ene nsem a mo kaye sa asofo ne na mo mafahe mo no mafahe sa asofo no ne Sam George nsem obekaye a was John Dramani Mahama bana wansane all maninya peace John Dramani Mahama will no peace according to Sam George no sa asofo no sa Sam George nsem we na obeka asofo no mafahe Kofi Oduro a prophet Kofi Oduro wo he prophet kum chacha mpatro wo he wo ho mon tag ni video we mame na mon kan chance wonya me score etoda abusu ha Smart Africa Media obaso na wa subscribe like na wa share ma from wo chichin bench me din e de otoman komo ba na Kofi Fasante gudi makro